So we thought we'd escape the rain coming down to Tennessee, but once again the rain found us, and last night it poured and poured and poured. It's actually turned out to be a pretty nice day out. We wanted to go to a dairy farm and go and check out some plantations, but with as much as it rained last night, we thought it's probably going to be a hot, soggy mess. We decided to come out to the National Corvette Museum instead and check it out. Still not feeling well, still feeling kind of sick, so maybe it'd be kind of nice to be inside for a little bit. I think the kids are excited. I know Asher's excited, and hopefully the girls will get into it as well. Looking forward to checking out what they have here.
Hi, Daddy.
About this museum that a lot of car museums I think lack presentation. So far there's a lot of really cool like little displays and stuff like that. A lot of times you'll go into a car museum and there's just a bunch of cars lined up right in a row, and you just kind of walk around in circles and there's not much character to the museum. But as you can see behind me, there's some display setups as if you're walking down a Mid-America street, which is pretty cool. Soda shop, body shop, barber shop. Kind of just shows you a bit of the classic Americana that Corvette represents and has represented throughout its history. You like that kind? You can't go in it, baby. Is that an Aspen-sized car? Yeah. I think the hardest thing right now for the kids is not to touch everything, because that's what they're used to being able to do. Especially going to all the kids' museums and stuff like that. Everything's hand-on and they can touch everything. So, as you can see, he is dying right now to touch something. I know it's killing him right now. And the same thing with Aspen too. They just want to touch absolutely everything, and this is definitely one of those places that you can't start touching everything. So, and the fact that he can't read and she definitely can't read, I think a lot of this stuff is kind of goes right over their head. But it's still pretty cool for Melissa and I. I think Haley's enjoying it a little bit too, as long as she can keep the kids off of her, which always seem to want to hang on her when they're bored.
Someone didn't pay their bills.
Somebody didn't pay their bills, huh?
The lights are flickering.
So it's kind of hard to believe that it was 3 years ago already that
3 years?
8 of the classic Corvettes fell into the sinkhole here at the museum. If you didn't know that, you can YouTube it. It's been viewed millions and millions of times. It was caught on their security footage. So some of the cars were deemed beyond repair. So they have it set up here in the dome with all the cars and how it was set up originally inside the dome. So it's pretty cool. And it even shows you the sinkhole outline. It also shows the cave outline. So apparently the sinkhole is part of the Mammoth Cave System, which is the largest cave system known right now. I think 350 some miles of cave. You can only take tours on about 10 miles of that cave system, but they're always finding more and more of the cave that they haven't found before, and this just so happened to be part of that cave system. So you can see how close together the cave system and the sinkhole were. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, but right now here in what they call the dome is where they have put back all the cars that they recovered from the original sinkhole. So it's pretty cool to kind of see what happened to these vehicles up close and in person. here was the 1.5 millionth Corvette that rolled off the assembly line, and it was deemed beyond repair. This 2009 here though, they actually started this one up and drove it out after they pulled it out of the cave.
It looks like there's no damage. It's like it had wings.
Is that pretty crazy, Haley boy?
How come it has more damage?
What's that, buddy?
This is not damage.
No, not very bad, is it?
No.
No, they made it look nice, didn't they?
Yeah, but how come this white one and this one survived, the other ones didn't?
This one here was the 1 millionth car off the production line. That white one down there with the stripe on it was the 1.5 millionth off the production line. Well, like I was saying, the kids were dying to put their hands on something, and I didn't think there was going to be anything in there for them to touch, but we found a kids area. So if you have little ones and one person's really into the Corvettes and you have kids and the other one's not really all that into it, they can bring them to the kids area. You having fun, Aspen? Uh-huh.
Where did it go? This
They can work on a car. They have an assembly line that they can use, which is pretty cool. And if you feel like being a chef, you can do that too.
It's a cafe, like a little 50s diner.
Oh, there you go, 50s diner. So I guess dress your kids up in their poodle skirts and they can work at a diner while you look at Corvettes. So the whole time I'm here, all I can think about is my grandfather who owned a Corvette and who's passed away back in 2003 when I was deployed overseas. He loved that car, and I remember him picking me up from school in it back when I was in elementary school. So I'm not a huge Corvette fan, and I'm a car guy, but I'm not completely nostalgic about Corvettes. But if I had to say anything about them, that is one thing that I remember is, again, my grandfather picking me up from elementary school, and all the other kids being jealous that I got to get picked up in a candy apple red Corvette. And on top of it, I do remember him drag racing some probably teenage kids. That's what they seemed like, at least to me. Some teenage kids. They started revving their engine just outside of the school, and my grandfather definitely lit it up. So that was a pretty cool moment for me. And my grandfather always had fairly decent cars, which was probably one of the reasons I have affinity for vehicles in general. But I think he definitely would have thought that this is a pretty cool place to come to. And I know he would have loved to have driven his Corvette here. And I think a lot of things down here he would have enjoyed doing. He was also a horse trainer and a dog trainer, so him seeing all the horse stuff would have been something that would have been neat for me and him to get to do together. But unfortunately, he has passed away. I think that's one of the reasons Melissa and I have decided to take this kind of journey, because we want to have these memories and we want to have these opportunities with our kids that a lot of other people may not have a chance to get with their kids, or not have a chance to build those memories with their kids. And a lot of people, it seems like they end up getting to do those same things with possibly their grandkids and not their actual kids. So yeah, I think it's really, really cool that we had this opportunity. And every day is a new adventure, as we call them. And I think the kids are actually disappointed if it's not nice outside, or if it's something's closed and we don't get to do another adventure. So we're definitely looking forward to many more to come.